Hi, my name's Hetal Vasavada, and I'm going to be showing you how to make cardamom yogurt at the Food52 kitchen. This is a great recipe for college students or families looking to just save a little bit of money because milk is a cost-efficient way to get in your key daily nutrients. All right, so first things first. We are going to grab our saucepan and we're going to add in 3 cups of whole milk. I like to use whole milk because it makes the yogurt really creamy and delicious. I personally like my yogurt to be a little bit thick, and the whole fat in the whole milk really makes it that much better of a mouthfeel. Then I'm gonna add in about a 1/4 cup of heavy cream. And my philosophy is the fattier my yogurt, the better it is. All right, so now that my heavy cream and whole milk is in my pan, I'm gonna heat this up on medium-high heat until it reaches 180 degrees Fahrenheit. So you wanna continuously stir the milk as it's heating up because the bottom might scorch. And growing up, my mom made homemade yogurt every week. We call it dahi in Gujarati, but this was a process. Every Sunday, we would have our milk and bring it to a boil or a simmer, and my job was to stand on a stool and stir it so it wouldn't burn. So it was very important to diligently and carefully keep stirring the milk. So homemade yogurt is one of those things that's just really easy to make, but it's also like a fun activity to do with your kids. So even now, I made yogurt with my mom, I make yogurt with my daughter, and it's just a fun way to keep the tradition going. When you're checking the temperature of anything, oil, water, milk in this case, the way you want to do that is you want to stir the liquid and then put in your thermometer. That way you have an accurate reading. If you just stick it into the top of your milk is going to be cooler than what's at the bottom, and you're not going to have a very accurate reading. We're looking for our milk to be about 180 degrees, and then we'll take it off the heat to cool down before we add in our starter. Now that my yogurt hit 180 degrees, I'm going to pour it into a bowl very carefully because I'm going to cool down my milk mixture till it's 110 degrees. If it's hotter than 110 degrees, what's going to happen is the starter is actually going to die. The heat will kill your starter bacteria, and you don't want that. You want it to be just warm enough so they feel like they're in a sauna and want to multiply. So I'm going to grab my bowl of warm milk and I'm going to place it in an ice bath. I'm going to stir it until it cools down to about 110 so that it's cool enough for me to put the mother in. So the mother is basically a probiotic version of yogurt. You don't want to get a non-probiotic one. So you want a yogurt where the bacteria is still alive. Now you don't necessarily have to do the ice bath. You could totally just leave it on your counter and let it cool at room temperature, but this is just faster. If you're in a hurry, if you're busy. All right, let's check the temperature. We're below 110, we're at about 105. That's totally fine, that's warm enough. I'm gonna grab about 1 cup of my milk and put that into a small bowl. I'm gonna whisk in 2 tablespoons of clean yogurt. Make sure you grab the probiotic kind. Something you can also do, it's a great way to meet your community. You'll be surprised if you put a call out on whatever social media platform you use. I can guarantee there's someone out there willing to share their yogurt mother with you, just like there's people out there willing to share their sourdough mother with you. And they all taste different, they have different textures. Some yogurt mothers will give you a watery, softer yogurt, some will give you a tartar yogurt. So I think the fun in it is like finding the right mother and getting that right textured yogurt that you like. I'm gonna whisk that in until it's really nice and incorporated. You don't want any chunks of yogurt at all, you want it to be really smooth. So the best part about making yogurt at home is that there's no additives. In this case, the whole milk actually gives it that creamy texture. I really like that I know what's in my yogurt, but that the texture and the creaminess comes all from the whole milk. So now that my yogurt is dissolved into my milk, I'm gonna add it to the rest, get that all in there, whisk that up, and then I'm also gonna add in some cardamom. Could you swap this out for another spice? Totally, you can use cinnamon, you can use allspice, vanilla, whatever you like. Honestly, the world is your oyster. If you're gonna use any pre-ground spice, make sure you add a little extra just because you really want the flavors to pop. And whisk that up really well. You don't want any clumps of the spice in your yogurt. So I whisked in all my yogurt, I whisked in my spices, and now I have a yogurt baby. I'm going to pour this into a spouted cup so it's easier to pour into my jars. I'm portioning them out into 7 different cups so you can have it in the morning. It's a really easy make-ahead meal. All right, now that it's mixed, I'm gonna grab my jars and fill them up. Pre-portioning the yogurt is a great way to be able to easily integrate a nutritious meal into your day. You can just grab it and go, and you don't have to think about it too much, which I think is ideal for any sort of healthy meal. Now that I've pre-portioned these, I'm going to loosely cover the yogurt. You don't want to completely cover it because it's going to sweat and then it'll have water in it and it won't set very nicely. So just a nice loose covering is all you need. So now I'm going to set this into a warm area so that the bacteria in the yogurt can do its thing and set the milk. Our yogurt's been setting in a warm space for a little bit, and then I put it in the fridge to set even further overnight, and now they are done. I'm going to top these with a little bit of fruit. You can use berries, you could use dried fruit if you'd like. Whatever you have on hand is fine. You can have this really anytime you want. My daughter's been waking up a lot in the middle of the night lately. She's growing, she's 8, she gets hungry all the time, and these have been great. I love giving milk to my daughter because milk nutrients are good for overall sleep health and it tastes delicious. I really love this recipe because there's no added sugars in this recipe aside from the fruit and the natural sweetener that you'll be adding to it. I'm adding a little bit of honey for a little bit of sweetness. A lot of plant-based alternatives actually have a lot of additives, gums, or sugars added to them, whereas white milk doesn't. So along with my fruit, I like to add a little bit of granola or muesli. It just kind of really makes this breakfast a little bit heartier. And this is an easy breakfast that your kids can put together themselves. Like as they're getting older, letting them kind of take control of what they're putting into their bodies. It's important for them to also cook and make things with you. Letting them grab their own yogurt and top it with whatever they see fit kind of gives them a little bit of control, and it reminds them that there's fun, easy ways to actually get their day started. So here is our cardamom yogurt. So creamy, so delicious. The cardamom comes through and really pairs well with the berries. The whole milk makes it so creamy and rich. You have to give it a try. You can find the recipe at food52.com.